Calm, focus, happiness. Reach new heights of calm, focus, and happiness right here in Mindfulness Mode with me, your host and mindfulness life coach, Bruce Langford. Mindful Tribe, I'm excited today for the reason that I have a friend here, and I'm calling her a friend because she just feels like such a good friend, even though we haven't talked a lot of times. She was present when I learned to become a hypnotist during the training with Erica, and I've talked about that lots of times, and she helped us. She helped all of the students in the class, and so I felt a connection, and so that's why I'm so excited to talk to her today, and I'll tell you a little bit about her right now. She's a consulting hypnotist who works with trauma survivors to help them heal, thrive, and enjoy their lives. And her longest recovery came as a result of the collapse of the Twin Towers back in September 11th, 2001. And that was a traumatic event for her. And then after that, she married a disabled combat veteran who was struggling to heal his own traumas. For years, she's been fascinated by the brain and the power of mindset. So it'll come as no surprise to you, Mindful Tribe, that she speaks on this topic, and she will be delivering a presentation for the National Guild of Hypnotists this August called Hypnosis, the Bridge Between Neuroplasticity and Quantum Realities. So you can tell we have a lot to talk about. Her name is Jennifer Ibbotson Rodriguez. Jen, so great to have you on the show. Awesome to talk to you and to see your face again. Tell us, what does mindfulness mean to you?
Oh, thank you for having me, Bruce. Mindfulness to me is presence of mind. It's the point of focus in any moment that we're in.
It really is the point of focus, and I love how simple that is and straightforward and to the point. That's absolutely excellent. And you know, we talk to so many people here, but I don't always get a chance to talk to other hypnotists. So, well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about how you got into this field, because, you know, I mentioned in the bio about September 11th. We'll be talking about that. Tell us when and how you got into the field of hypnosis.
It's kind of a funny story, if I can say so. It's something that my little sister, like 20 years ago, almost 15 years ago, as a social worker, she suggested that I should get into hypnosis. She had tried it. She had some colleagues who were hypnotists, and she brought it up to me. I wasn't ready. I didn't understand the power of the mind, and I wasn't ready to hear that my mindset may be actually keeping me in the throes of what I was currently recovering from. And so I sort of put it aside. Fast forward to roughly 2017, and I'm the caregiver of a disabled combat veteran who has, you know, of course, done all of her own healing. I'm fine, done, right? Yeah. And I'm sitting in a doctor's office with my husband. And my husband has finally admitted to this doctor how very, very despondent he is in his life, how that there's just no hope, how desperate he feels, lost. And the doctor really, I thought, was listening. I really thought he got it for the first time, but he looked up at my husband and he just said, just need to find gratitude. Literally took his glasses off like he had some brilliant moment to share with us. And we bristled up, right? We were like, no, he's been blown up in war. Yeah. He's had multiple surgeries. He's had friends kill themselves. He's had therapists kill themselves. He's gone bankrupt. He's, you know, you name it, this man has survived. And you can't just tell him to go be grateful and it's all going to make it better.
Right.
My mind, like, I got angry.
Yes.
Internally, because I had heard my whole life that my problems were my mindset, right? And I would accept that I would accept it was my fault that I was so broken, right? But I wouldn't let them say that about my husband. So I decided in that moment to study the brain and to find out what the bleep we know about, why it's all in our heads, right? And that's how I found Erica Flint. That's how I found hypnotic training. And that's how I saved my life. That's how my husband is a different man today. Because he's grateful. I found gratitude. He found gratitude. We found the gift of living.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Can you tell us a little bit of the story of 9/11 that you went through?
It's interesting, as I was preparing for your interview, Bruce, I realized my experience with mindfulness began that day. My truest experience with mindfulness, due to the fact that I found the underbelly of mindfulness. I found obsessive thinking, right? Such straightforward focus that this day that I could like literally detail every single aspect of the day to you if we had the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because my focus was so stuck on it, I couldn't leave it for 18 years. It took me 18 years to heal,
Wow.
right? And there's a metaphor embedded in that the train station that I was stopped at when the plane struck the building above my head took 18 years to reopen. And the metaphor of that day of being at Cortlandt Street when the plane struck, seventh day living in the city, just not knowing anything, not knowing anybody, no ground to call stable.
Wow. The first one is, who is one person who has been a powerful influence in your life in the area of mindfulness?
My father. He handed me the book, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior, in the 90s, like 91 or 92.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point on, we always said, what time is it now? Where are you? Here. And that just sort of established that start point.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Let's talk about emotions and how the ways that you deal with your own emotions have changed as a result of mindfulness.
That lack of judgment, right? Like an emotion comes and an emotion goes. Like the breath, there is no start and there is no end. It is cyclical and it is cyclical. And whatever I'm feeling in the moment is the gift of life, right? I know what numb feels like, and I think it's as close to death as we can get.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever feeling I'm blessed with in the moment, I accept it for the wisdom that it is sharing.
Wow, well put. Let's talk about breathing. Tell us about breathing and how that's important in your life, and maybe how things have changed as to how you've looked at breathing as a tool.
Yeah. Again, I was very fortunate very early to learn Buddha belly breathing,
Mm-hmm.
but I was confused in the beginning. I thought that's how we were supposed to breathe all the time. All the time. So, but it wasn't something I was able to do all the time. And as trauma overtook my body, I learned that, breathing became shallower and shallower. So trauma responsive breathing doesn't allow for the holding of the breath because that actually increases adrenaline. So the way that I choose to breathe when I need to breathe out trauma and breathe in peace happens when I release my jaw. I exhale first and foremost because the body can always exhale even when it can't inhale. And then after the inhale, I exhale for twice as long as the inhale. So it always starts with an exhale, whatever the inhale is to the belly, and then exhale twice as long. That's That's my breathing technique.
Always start with the exhale. Very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, books. Is there a book that you would recommend that can help with mindfulness?
This is the most powerful book on mindfulness I think I've ever been given. I love it. It's not technically about mindfulness because it's about the thoughts in the mind. So I guess mindfulness right now, the two that I'm reading would be Buddha's Brain and You Are the Placebo. I cannot recommend these two books enough.
Right. And for those of you who are not seeing this, the other book that you held up, tell us the name of that and the author.
Forgive me. I just assumed that's
No,
The
that's
Hidden
okay.
Messages of Water by Masaru Emoto. And it is scientific magic, y'all. Get it if you don't know it.
And I haven't read that one, The Hidden Messages of Water. And so I want to read
No.
that.
You have to. Bruce, The Hidden Messages of Water by Masaru Emoto. I probably have slaughtered this Japanese name. Forgive me. He's a scientist. It's full of pictures, though. This is all about the power of thinking and your words and the magic that it's already proven in science.
I really enjoy reading about scientists, reading books by scientists, interviewing scientists. I'm going to enjoy reading that book. I've heard a lot about it, but I've just never read it before. So thanks
It's
for
amazing.
mentioning it on the show here. So
You're so welcome. Thank you for letting me.
yeah, no, my pleasure. Any apps that you use
I'm
yourself
not
that are
really an
helpful?
app
No,
person.
no.
I'm so old school. I don't even like that I'm on social media.
I hear you. I understand that completely. And, sometimes I agree with my guests very much when they say sometimes that the best app is turning off your phone or getting rid of your phone and just going out into nature or getting exercise and breathing and all
Taking your
those kinds of
shoes
things.
off, touching the
Yes.
ground.
Touch the
Yeah.
earth. Yes. Get grounded. Absolutely. Well, I would really love to hear some words of advice for you just as we wrap up. What is a wise word of advice that you have for someone who might be listening and feeling as though they'd like to have mindfulness as a deeper and more meaningful part of their life?
Do or do not. There is no try. Right?
Yes.
So, like, when it comes to mindfulness, it isn't about trying, right? You don't have to try hard. You just simply do it. Be peaceful, be quiet, close your eyes, and see what happens. Accept progress.
Those
Don't seek
are
perfection.
great words of advice. They really are, Jen. And it's been wonderful having you on the show. I'm so excited to share this out with my followers, with everybody who listens, Mindful Tribe, with all of you. It's just been really great to have you here. And I want to thank you so much, Hypnosis Haven. Jen, it's been a true pleasure. Thank you for being on the show today.
Oh, it was my joy. Thank you.
All the best to you. Bye now.
Goodbye. Enjoy your day.
I will. Hey, Mindful Tribe, are you experiencing anxiety? Are you experiencing stress and tension and feeling as though, it's just difficult to move on? That describes the clients I work with. Clients who have had an awful lot of problem with anxiety and stress and maybe some kind of habits that are holding them back. And through hypnosis, we get to the bottom of it. We get right in there and we talk about it. But with hypnosis, we get right into what is causing some of this in your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind represents about 90 to 95% of your thoughts. And you don't even realize what those thoughts are much of the time. And through hypnosis, we can get in there and we can work at this. Doesn't mean we're going to change what's going on in your subconscious mind. It means we're going to become more aware of it and then deal with it and think of it differently in the conscious mind. And I am so happy to have helped so many people with their anxiety through hypnosis and coaching. And you could be the next person. if you're listening to this episode and you would like to let go of some of this anxiety, send me an email, bruce@mindfulnessmode.com, and put free session. No, you better not put the word free in there, because sometimes that doesn't get through on email. But put coaching session in the subject line. Coaching session. Send it to bruce@mindfulnessmode.com. And I would love to have you on a Zoom call for a free session where we can talk about what's going on and what's happening and how can I help you. Because that's one thing I truly know about myself, is that I really love helping other people, and I would love to help you. So thanks for listening. Take what we've learned today to reach new heights of calm, focus, and happiness. Stay in the mode.